make them happen little by little. With that being said, I want to introduce our fantastic speaker for the day. I am very happy to have Maya Rose spoken word back, and she's going to talk to us about an incredible event that is coming up. So I'm just going to flip this camera. There you go.
Yes, sir. I know good thug, a colored boy, mulatto, not raised right, disrespecting the law. A criminal at the core of his DNA, Negro. Strip him down of all his humanity, revoke his right to vote, and set us off to fight the fires of the white wealthy for chimp change. But no, it's not about race. Miseducate him and leave him to fend for himself among the chaos that is his history. We all don't deserve what comes to us if we don't give our nose clean. Concrete wallpaper and liquor store hallways are no excuse. Pull yourself up in great. I did it. I got by. No one paved the way for me. Bus boycotts and water hose beatings did not touch my college fund. Crack, heroin, deadbeat dads, and single moms has nothing to do with my inheritance of love. My suburban security and ambition has no bearing on your decision to act a fool. Pull your pants up and speak to me proper, boy. A knee on the neck, a bullet in the head helps the heart of this civilization. Make peace on the dead souls of our ancestors. Happy Black History Month, everybody. Day of Black History Month. That was good. Thank you. My name is Maya Rose, spoken word. You might also know me by my given name, Leah Joy Pearson. But when I'm out at events speaking my poetry, it's Maya Rose, spoken word. And today, I know it's super cold, so I'm going to try to keep it somewhat brief. But the theme for today is Artivism. And some of you may have heard of this term, Artivism. I just heard of it a month ago, and there's a really awesome children's book by, I believe the author is called Nicholas Sparks, called Artivism. And for me, it was like a light bulb went on, because I've been an artivist my entire life. And that is an activist and an artist. And I spent a lot of time in my 20s and 30s trying to figure out how the two blend. You know, I did go to town halls, I canvassed for Obama, I protested, I rallied, but I was also this theater person, you know, this poetry person, and I didn't quite know how they blended together. So organically, when I got into spoken word, because originally I was doing theater, and when I started writing more and more spoken word, I got into protest poetry, which is also a thing. And realized that, oh, yes, like you can be an activist and be an artist. Not only are you just as important as the boots on the ground, in some ways, we have a bigger influence over people when we are an artist, because by sharing our art, we are getting in through the back door method, through the subconscious mind. We're able to say things easier sometimes than a newscaster. We're able to poke the bear a little bit more without an explosion happening, because we're putting it in this creative bubble of truth, beauty, and art. And in my personal opinion, I feel like more change has come from the artists than maybe the leaders, the presidents, the speakers, which they've made a lot of change. But just think about what the television show Modern Family did for gay rights. You know, also think about, oh my God, Temple Grandin, you know, what that movie did for autism advocacy. I had so many in my head on my way here of like examples of it, but you know, yeah, so it does a lot. And I want to point out our beautiful artwork by Julie. Julie, what's your last name?
Provey.
Julia Provey, because this is a great example of artivism. And my intention today is to bring out the artivist in all of you and just show you that you don't necessarily have to have a bullhorn to make a difference. You know, just sharing your art, talking about your art, coming to rallies and bringing your art speaks volumes over maybe some of those yelly talking heads that we see on the 24-hour news station. And so we do have an event coming up on February 8th. So it's like, I love that Rick called me for today to open up Black History Month. And then we're doing an event to close Black History Month. It may be the shortest month, but it is going to be the most powerful. And that's February 28th at the Southbury Library. We're being hosted by the Arts and Culture Alliance of Southbury to do a theater artivism event. Me and some of my friends, we produced a play called Not Disposable, based on the great work of Steve Perlato.
What?
They are not disposable. Yes, so we were able to get a grant to go to the Connecticut Theater Exchange. Me and my writers group, we produced a show. We've showcased it there. We had 2 stage readings in Waterbury. We're looking into a collaboration with the Seven Angels Theater to get a full stage production of it. But the central theme is around Ayanna Jones, who, as you know, was a 10-year-old, shot and killed in 2010 by police, and of course got off. She was sleeping on her grandmother's couch under a Disney blanket. And you know what Steve has shown in his series of They Are Not Disposable, 16 different African Americans brutalized by police, and what came out of George Floyd's murder with Justice Southbury starting. We're seeing that this goes way back, you know, and I love that we are mobilized with our latest tragedies, but it's also to remember this has been going on a long, long, long time. So it's always important for us to, you know, change minds one by one, and I do think it happens on the community level through inspiring someone to just shift gears a little bit. The analogy I like to use is Star Wars. Are you a stormtrooper or a Jedi? Because the thing is, the Darth Vader and the Emperor would not have the power they have if they didn't have so many stormtroopers. So by being able to just shift the perspective of one person that in your proximity, in your workplace, in your community, you're going to create less stormtroopers for them to, you know, demolish the world, you know, blow up the Death Star. But anyway, that event is February 28th from 11 to 1. You're going to see Artivism in action. We're going to have some poetry from the show, as well as a community conversation panel discussion on theater artivism and racial justice and how do we stop police brutality. And none other than our community panelists who are going to be there is Rick. Richardson is going to be one of our community panelists, along with Pastor Tuesday from the Church in Woodbury. And videotaping it is our artivist right here, Jeremy Garner. Is going to videotape it and stream it on the Justice Southbury page.
And where are you going to be?
We're going to be at the Southbury Library. Okay. And I'll post it to the Justice Southbury page.
We'll get out in the email too and everything.
Beautiful. Yes, because I also want to bring up that Jeremy is an artist as well. We were talking before you arrived about how, you know, we do, as activists, we do need to face it sometimes. We can't get every rally. And I was sharing with him, you know, with the stuff that he's doing in his gallery, you know, showing his artwork, he then gets an opportunity to talk to people about the other stuff he's doing. And that can sometimes have more of a ripple effect than running around, you know, the state going to every single rally. So through that art, whether it's something that's revolutionary art, like my poem you just heard and her work, or if it's just art from your heart, which is going to bring me to my next poem, because being an artivist doesn't always mean you have to do protest poetry. Brene Brown says that it's hard to hate somebody close up. So just sharing your heart, sharing what makes you different, sharing a little piece of your world with another person is going to bring people together. So this next poem is called The Middle Place. It's about me growing up as a mixed race person with a black father and a white mother in a suburban community. The middle place, in which the black on my face covers up the white genes I carry within. Unable to fully embrace the shame that history has set upon my people. I have no right to claim my part in the ethnic grand balloon of fried chicken, collard greens, and God almighty. White girl, trapped in a black girl's body, dancing off beat to the music. Unsettled identity found in a box of relaxer at a Debbie Gibson song. I give props to Mariah in a language that I am not supposed to use, the slang of which dangles suffocating my outward appearance. a shell of myself that I am obligated to pay tribute to, in a mode of composure that keeps our reputation in good standing. The public view of my kind rests solely on my ability to act right. However, my whiteness, though not so much anymore, gives me a free pass for things like sports, spelling, and oppression. Though the native whisper of our ancestors' blood transcends this segregation with a gentle wisdom from above. So that is an example of how art can bring us together by just me sharing a little slice of what my experience is so that someone can walk in my shoes. And everyone has one of those stories, you know, whether it's just about something in your past that you felt left out, or you made someone feel like they were left out, you were judged, or you judged another person, or maybe you had a speech impediment, or you were overweight, or you happened to not be in a mainstream religion, you know, or anything, or. Everyone has their or that makes them feel left out, and that's the part of what creates these divisions, is that otherness. And so as we share little pieces of our heart and our experience with another person, then we're allowing them to not see us as other and see us as brother and sister. I'm going to shout out another event that I hope you come to learn to write your own original spoken word poem. It's going to be February 21st at Achilles Nest Vineyard in Sandy Hook. So you can whine and rhyme. It is under the theme of Black History Month, but the poem does not have to be specifically about Black History Month. I want you to share whatever is important to you, whatever is on your mind. You know, Black History Month is a time for us to come together through all races and all creeds. It's about unity and sharing this melting pot that we are as Americans. So again, I'll put that up on the website. And then my last poem we're going to do, because I know we want to get home and get warm and have our hot cocoa, is about the historical aspect. So again, another way you could be an artivist is just through being a historian. Again, you don't have to get the megaphone out. Just by learning history and sharing history about the hidden figures of, of the African American contributions to our land. Again, it's Black History Month, so it's about unity. It could be about a Mexican American. It could be about a woman. Anything, it does not matter. It's about the vision that we all are part of this melting pot. But by studying some history and then writing a poem about it, or painting a picture, or doing a collage, or singing a song, or a documentary, well, everyone has a creative, artistic side to them, whether you're a professional, whether you're a hobbyist, or you're a closetist. So there is an artivist within you. And so this one is called Coretta Sing. Oh, I can remember it. A letter read, Elizabeth Warren berated. Coretta Sing, Coretta strong. I oppose justice, hear our voice. Sweet home Alabama sung around the fire. A woman, black silky skin speaks. Chill the free exercise of the ballot. Walk with me. Tear, still she stands. A shabby attempt, Mr. Man. Justice, chairman, committee, reprehensible conduct rewarded to the highest office. Have deaf ears lost this legacy? Divine masculine, rooted together towards a better kind of life and prayers to die a natural death. King of kind and dinner on the table, resolve made immortal. Service by two and the work goes on, though she grieves. A podium set in a pool of blood. Peace by a nation reaching past a vision of short sight. Inspiration by a movement left in our hands and a holiday. And again, it is in our hands, like having Black History Month, having Martin Luther King Day as a holiday is in our hands. It's we the people who are going to make sure that that stays in place and we extend it to more and more and more of any ethnicity, any marginalized person, so that they feel like they have a seat at the table. And I'm so grateful to all of you for coming out here each week. Even when I'm not here, my heart is with you. As a person of color, I appreciate what you're doing. As an American, I appreciate what you're doing. As a fellow activist, I appreciate what you're doing. We're all in it together. Thank you, Southbury, for allowing us to share our voice in this way. Thank you to Rick and Jeremy and to everyone who is supporting this cause. And thank you for always inviting me back. I appreciate it. I'll see you on, well, I'm going to go over the dates again. February 28th at Southbury Library. February 21st at Killer's Nest. And one last thing, February 11th out in Danbury. The Danbury Poet Laureate is having an open mic at the Booksmith shop. She's the one who did that event for Advocates for Immigrants. And it's at 7 o'clock at the Booksmith shop. The featured poet, if you have a poem, you can come and read some poetry, and then find me on YouTube, on my Patreon. Support the arts, supports the Artivism, and I'll post everything on the Facebook page. And now you can go home and have fun.
Woo! Thank you. Yeah.